day to all of you here. Boy, I'm so happy to get to see all of you again in this video. So today, our lesson will be on Pulse 2, Unit 5, page 58. And the topic is quite interesting here. It says here, making a time capsule. So it has something to do with science and technology. So let's take a look at the objectives. The first objective will be to read a set of instructions. And 2, listen to a conversation between a teacher and her students. So here, as you can see, I've drawn some, little box, bottle. This is a kind of bottle, but in heart-shaped form, and this is a cylinder form. Well, a time capsule. So what does it tell you? Time can be now, can be in the past, can be in the future. So here, capsule can be in different shape. It doesn't mean that it has to be in oval shape, but it can also be in different shapes. It can be in a bottle form, a box form, a heart-shaped form, or a cylinder form, or any form that you can think of that can keep the things, keep your current things, which can be, be found by anybody in the next 50 years. So let's start our lesson right away, making a time capsule. So here we are on page 58 on integrated skills, making a time capsule. Before we start, let's take a look at Nina's bubble speech here. Right, what she asked here. What will the world be like in 100 years' time? And what are your predictions? Well, have you ever thought of what will the world be like in 100 years from now? For me, I think a lot of things will change drastically, but gradually. Of course, it takes 100 years. So let's take a look at the idea here. So in your book, please write down the day and the date. Pulse 2, Unit 5, page 58, making a time capsule. Well, you have to write down the page itself, so it's easier for you to do revision next time. Alright, Nina's bubble speech. For me, to answer this question, I say a lot of things will be very convenient then. Right. Why? Now here are my answers, because it comes after this question. What are your predictions? And I say, the revolution of transportation, flying cars. Now we don't have flying cars at the moment, but I'm sure a lot of people, scientists, inventors, they are trying to build something like this, like those shown from the movies, the futuristic movies. And number 2, the revolution of foods of the future. And do you know that right now we already have plant-based meat, and it's spreading quite fast, this type of business where people sell plant-based meat, veggies that bleed. Ooh, alright, can you imagine that? But technology is getting better and better now. As you see, in the next 100 years or even 50 years from now, population is increasing. They say probably it will be a whopping 9 billion, about more than 70% of the population now. So we definitely need more food. So this is one of the technology for plant-based meat. Imagine that revolution of transportation and food, things that we can predict now. Alright, so that's it for Nina's speech bubble. Alright, let's take a look at the text here, making a time capsule. Alright, here the title here, it says tell people in the future about your life now, and there is a time icon that you can see here. Let's go through this text together. Here's how to make a time capsule. Choose some everyday things, put them in a box, and leave them in a secret place for someone in the future to find. And the person who finds the box will learn about what life is like now by looking at the things. Alright, let's take a look at the things. You will need 5 to 6 things: paper, a pen, and some pencils, a box, a plastic bag, strong tape, a permanent marker pen. And here there are 8 instructions here altogether, but let's take a look at instruction 1. Choose 5 to 6 things that show what life is like now. Avoid things that need electronic equipment to work. Don't forget, CD players and computers will be very different in the future. Well, before I go to the next instruction, I would like to show you something here. I have these in my collection. Well, let's take a guess. Yeah, make a guess here. What do you think this is? Yeah, fizzy drinks in glass bottles. And this type, you see, look at the cover. Yeah, as you can see, interesting, isn't it? So this is what I keep in my collection. Alright, so well, for old time's sake. Okay, let's carry on to the second instruction. Instruction 2. Write a letter to the finder of the time capsule. 3. Put the things and the letter in a box. 4. Put the box in a plastic bag and seal it with strong tape. Instruction 5. Write your name, today's date, and the date you want the box to be opened on the bag. Use a permanent marker pen so that people will be able to read it in 50 years' time. Whoa, alright, 50 years' time. Alright, if I can live that long. Alright, now instruction 6. Make a hole in the garden and bury your time capsule. Instruction 7. Draw a map to show where your time capsule is. Keep it somewhere safe. And the last instruction, now try to forget about it. Well, what do you think about all these 8 instructions here? Alright, so these are the 8 instructions that you can see in your book. Now let's go to exercise 1. Exercise 1. Read the information about making a time capsule. Look at the pictures. Which thing wouldn't you put in a time capsule, and why not? Let's take a look at the pictures here. What do you see? Well, there are some CDs over here, old CDs, and this is a flyer for pizzas. Yeah, flyers. And these are some old coins. Yep, old coins. And you can see there's this picture of somebody's family here, a family photograph. So which thing wouldn't you put in a time capsule? Could it be, it could also be the newspaper. Yeah, old newspaper. Alright. Could it be the CD or the flyer or the newspaper or the old coins or the family photo which you wouldn't want to put it in a time capsule? And why not? Which one is it that wouldn't you put in a time capsule? Alright. Now, for me, I don't know about you. Well, for me, my answer will be this. Okay, here I've drawn, yes, this capsule in bottle form, in box form, and this is the kind of yes, the kind of what do we call this? Yes, old clock, old watch. Yeah, okay. Anyway, if you know the answer, tell me then. Alright, now, for me, it would be the family photograph. Why? Because it could be misused if it falls into the wrong hand. That would be my answer. Now today's a lot of photographs can be touched up by somebody else and be misused for a lot of other things, and well, the results is something that we wouldn't like. So I guess for me, I wouldn't put my family photograph in the time capsule. It could easily be misused if it falls into the wrong hand. So what about you? Which thing wouldn't you put in a time capsule? And this is worth pondering upon. Alright, so that's it for exercise 1. Coming to exercise 2, read the text again and answer the questions. Now let's take a look at all these 6 questions. We need to find the keyword in order to identify the information or the details in the text. Alright, let's go to the text. The first question here asks, if you make a time capsule, what will it show people in the future? Right, the answer is right here. Alright, the person who finds the box will learn about what life is like now by looking at the things. So, it has something to do with, yes, shows about what? About what life is like now. Alright, that will be the answer for question 1. And question 2, what will you put in the box with your chosen objects? Alright, then we need to look at instruction 2 here. It says, write a letter to the finder of the time capsule. So, well, your chosen objects are the 5 to 6 things. And again, you need to put in a letter. So the answer will be a letter. And question 3, what will you put the box into? It's very clear here. The answer is right in front of you. Let's look at instruction 4. Put the box in a plastic bag. Yeah, so you can write down in a plastic bag. Alright, so put the box. Alright, what will you put the box into? So you just write down in a plastic bag. Or you can say a plastic bag. Alright, question 4. What 2 dates will you write on it? Here, instruction 5. Can you find the word date here? So there are 2 dates here. Today's date and the date you want the box to be opened. Alright, so yeah. Okay, you don't write on the back. No, that's not. Because at the front there's this word verb write. So we just omit that and these 3 words. So the answer will be just today's date and the date you want the box to be opened. Alright, then let's go to question 5. Why will you need a special kind of pen to write on it? Alright, that will be... Alright, well, instruction 5, right? Okay, use a permanent marker pen so that people will be able to read it in 50 years' time. So the answer will be so that people will be able to read it in 50 years' time. That will be the answer for question 5. And question 6, how will people in the future find the time capsule? Right. In instruction 7, you are instructed to draw a map to show where your time capsule is. So, how will people in the future find the time capsule? You can just say by looking at a map or from a map. As simple as that. Okay, so I shall write down the answer now. Here, first one. As you can see, what life is like now. So that will be the answer for question 1. Right, what will it show, right? So it shows what life is like now. And question 2, what will you put in the box? Well, if you still remember, very short answer, straight to the point, a letter, which you can find in instruction 2. Question 3, what will you put the box into? Well, into a plastic bag. So you don't have to write into again. You just write down the answer straight to the point. A plastic bag. Okay. And question 4, what 2 dates will you write on it? You can find it in instruction 5. Today's date and the date you want the box. To be open. The answer is just right there in the text itself, in instruction 5. And question 5, why will you need a special kind of pen to write on it? Well, you can also find the answer in instruction 5. So that people will be able to read it in 50 years' time. Right? As simple as that. And the last answer will be, you can just write down from a map. Okay, that is the answers for exercise 2. Coming to exercise 3. Listen to a teacher talking to her class about a time capsule project. How many time capsules will the class make? And before I read the audio script for you, let's get familiar with the questions in exercise 4 as well, because you are required to listen to the audio script and choose the correct answers. Now there are 5 questions here. Alright, so you get familiar with the questions here before you put down the correct answers or choose the correct answers. Alright. I shall read the audio script right now, so listen carefully. Teacher. Right, for this week's project, we're going to make a time capsule. First, can you all remember what a time capsule is? Come on, everyone, we talked about time capsules last lesson. Yes, Lizzie. Girl, it's time when we put some things in a box and hide it somewhere so that people in the future can find it. Teacher, that's right. The idea is that many years from now, people will find what we put in the box and learn more about our life now at the beginning of the 21st century. So in a minute, you're going to work in pairs. In your pairs, you're going to talk together about the things you think would show people what life is like today. And then each pair is going to write down the 2 best things from the ones you have discussed. Then your homework is to find one of the things you chose together and to bring it to the next lesson on Monday. you will have to decide together who is going to bring what, so that you don't both bring the same thing. Then on Monday, we'll choose the 6 most interesting things and we'll put them in our time capsule. Boy, will we bury it somewhere, Miss? Teacher, yes, but not on Monday. On Monday, we'll look at the things you bring in, choose the 6 most interesting, and put them in the box. Finally, in Wednesday's lesson, we'll bury our time capsule. That will be something else for you to think about. The best place to bury your time capsule. But don't worry about that at the moment. Okay, now you've got 15 minutes to talk about and decide on your 2 things. You can make notes if you want, but you don't have to. So that's it for the audio script for the exercise 3 and 4. Okay, for exercise 3, the question: how many time capsules will the class make? Anybody knows the answer? Yes, that's right. Now we are going to write down only 1. Alright, that is the answer for exercise 3. Let's go to exercise 4. Alright, exercise 4. Here, question 1. The students will work alone or in pairs? Yeah, well, the teachers say you're going to work in pairs. So, yes, in pairs. So, you shall write down the answer here. In pairs. Alright, so for your exercise, well, you just need to write down the question together with the right answer. Alright, this is just for you to choose from. Okay, so here, question 2. They will A. Talk together and write 2 things, or write lots of interesting things. So which one do you think is the answer? So they need to discuss over it and write down 2 things. So this shall be the answer. And in your exercise, please write down the answer. Alright, so question 3. The homework task is for Monday or Wednesday? Do you still remember? Yeah, I mentioned about Monday, right? So here, write down Monday here. And question 4, the class will put what things in the box? 6 things or 16 things? I think I did mention in the Audioscript quite more than once. So here the answer will be A, 6 things. So you put down the answer here. And 5, the students are going to bury the time capsule on? Yes, so they put the things in on, yeah, the task is for Monday, and they put the 6 things in a box, and they're going to bury it on another day, which is Wednesday. Right, because the task is on Monday, so right, so write down Wednesday here. Alright, so here you just need to write down the answer. Alright, question and answer. You don't have to write down A, B. Alright, that's all for the exercises for today's lesson. On page 58, I shall see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for your attention, and all the best, and have a great day.